I want you to think about your intention yesterday, and remember that we said intention is like a roadmap to get us where we want to be. So yesterday you had an intention. It was your roadmap, and you set out on your day. And so things happen along the way, and sometimes you get there, sometimes you get where you thought you wanted to go, and sometimes you start the journey and find out you end up someplace else. So one of the things I want to make sure that's clear is intention is not a way of grading yourself. It's not pass fail. Oh, I sucked at that, or oh, I got that good. It is not that. We're not setting ourselves up to have to perform. That's the opposite of what intention is. So intention looked inside, it found our truth, and then we just held that up all day long so that we could see it. So the journey is what's important. We have our truth beside us. We go out into our day, and all day long it reveals information to us relative to that intention. And that's the beauty, is we couldn't know these things if we hadn't already established that this was the journey we wanted to take. Good morning, Lauren. So yesterday you set an intention, and then you went out on the journey, and maybe you learned some things. Maybe having your intention in front of you showed you when you needed to take a left turn, or when you needed to take a U-turn. Or maybe it just showed you that it was a parallel road that you could never get close to. This is all good information, and this is the value, this is the beauty of living in intention. It's so simple to stop and get that moment of truth, that skill of looking inside for your truth, and then bringing it outside as a way to live your life. So yesterday I set my intention to be calm. My word was calm, be calm, I am calm. And it was an antidote to the way I've been feeling. I've had a lot of anxiety, I've been hyper, there's been so much moving around me with this crisis that when I looked inside yesterday, the roadmap I laid for myself, my best self, if I can come from a place of calm, I'm able to access my skills and my higher self better. It's like putting the road out there and then driving on it as we go along. So my intention yesterday was to be calm. And then for a good half of the day, I was not calm. And so at one of the moments that, I'm screaming at my husband to wash his hands yet again, I have this little awareness. Liz, this is not calm. And so it helped me take a breath, drop inside, and look at what do I need in order to be calm. What I needed to be calm was quiet time. I needed a bath. I needed to soak in a tub. I needed to read a fun book. When I saw calm, this is not calm, it helped me know what I needed to give myself in order to be there. It sounds so simple, yet it's so powerful, because if we don't meet our own needs, if we don't put the oxygen mask on ourselves first, we can never be there for other people. We can never reach those higher levels. Do you know Maslow's pyramid? It's the hierarchy of human need, MASLOW. Google it if you don't know it. But it's the hierarchy of human needs, and the basic human needs have to be met before we can go to the higher human needs. So I know that those of us who are in this circle who are looking at this want to serve others, especially at this time. So we jump up to the higher levels. Let's be there. Let's lead. Let's serve others. But it has to start with ourselves. And so intention, when you live with intention, it forces you to meet your needs, because you look inside and you find the truth the truth of what you need. You can't bullshit yourself. You find what you need so that you can get there. So in that way, intention setting is not fluff. It is so not fluff. We are not painting our world with rainbows and unicorns. We're not fooling ourselves. We're not holding up what we wish were true. We're digging into what we dare to discover is true. So, and here we are in the midst of a crisis none of us have ever known. The suffering is real and it's getting close. It feels like it's creeping in. There's so much uncertainty and there's so much struggle and there's so much loss. I have to start talking with my hands. I gotta put my coffee down. So when we look inside ourselves right now, the truth is so evident that we have this wish on one side, this desire, this longing, this part of ourselves that we know is possible to serve, to bring peace, to be in grace. We know that that's there. And at the same time, when we look inside, we find fear, we find sadness, we find grief. And these two things are true. Both are true. It's yes and. It's not, ooh, I don't like that, hide that, put that away. No, the truth inside ourselves is that both of these things is there. And so today I want to talk about yes and. How we use intention to embrace all aspects, all of it, all of the truth, so that we can meet our hierarchy of needs in the order they appear and become who we want to be in this crisis. So intention does not deny anything. The opposite is true. Intention looks at the truth and says, yes, yes, I embrace my fear and I embrace my potential. Yes, I can be present to the truth of people's suffering and I can be in grace. Both are true. When we're looking at our truth, when we're doing what we did yesterday and what we can do 1,000,000 times a day, which is settle back into that moment of truth, and we find the things that make us uncomfortable, today I want you to develop a sensitivity to what is yes and what is no. So when you feel that resistance, when you feel that aversion, learn to soften into that and say, yes, I know I can be here with this truth. This is the truth. I want to live my life in truth. Find a way to say yes, because wherever we set up opposition to truth, wherever we set contrast to truth, we're repelling ourselves from it. So at this time of crisis, as we look into our truth, there is work, internal work, personal work, that takes as long as it takes to make peace with that truth, the truth of what you find inside. If the truth is, I am sad, that's your truth. If the truth is, I am sad and I am hopeful, that's your truth. And it changes. We can't will it. It will not be altered by our wishes or by our mental capacity. Our truth is our truth, and this work of intention setting is to live in truth. So it's yes and. Today is yes and. So I think what I'm thinking here is I'd like to speak in terms of energy. Truth has a vibration. Everything on the planet is energy. Everything is energy waves or particles vibrating fast or slow, and that's what creates density. This chair that is holding me, the chair that is holding you, is energy. Hello, Linda. So everything is energy. It's vibrating, and truth has its own energy. So as we go forward in our days of intention setting, we're going to build on this more. But I think it's appropriate today to talk about by setting our intention, are learning or working to adjust our energy to vibrate with truth, the energy of truth. So we find the truth inside, and the work is to align with it. So the closing of that gap is where the tears can be. It's where the joy can be. It's getting closer to that energy of truth in ourselves. So at this particular time in history, there's so much untruth out there. It's even more important to find that vibration of truth inside of us so that we can work to live in it. It comes from inside, and when we vibrate at that truth, we affect others with that vibration of truth. So that's the work of intention that we're doing today. We want to set some intentions so you know how to go inside. We did this yesterday, how to access your truth in the moment. So today when you do that, I invite you to do that with that element, that perspective of yes and. As you find the things that aren't comfortable, they have to be present right now more than any other time. To embrace it, to say, yes, I can take this truth. Yes, I'll allow however long it takes for me to absorb and release the resistance I have to this truth so that I can align with it. So it's very vibrational. So let's go ahead and set some intentions. I'm not going to take you through everything we did yesterday. I'm going to give you a minute to do it yourself. So make yourself comfortable. The physical act of releasing, of allowing yourself to be held by gravity, of being held by your chair, is a way of surrendering to the truth. So it starts there. Surrender to this moment. Surrender to this truth. Scan your body. Look inside. See what's going on there. Observe it and capture it on your paper. Just allow it to form words. Don't judge them. Don't try to make sense. Don't write neatly. Just show your body you honor its truth by valuing it enough to capture it on paper. I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that. Stay in that vibration of yes and. Your truth is your truth. Your truth is beautiful. It's being presented to you because it needs to come through you. What are your needs today? What intention can you give yourself for the journey that's ahead of you today? What's your roadmap to put you on the course of who you want to be today? I'm going to read you some intentions from Intentionology that I've selected on this topic to maybe inspire you. But stay in that soft, receptive space. Don't get too much in your head. Don't try to write them down word for word. Just feel what resonates energetically, what strikes you. Capture that on your paper. You can always go back to the replay. Whatever I say and do today will be enough. Amidst the chaos, I keep my ears and eyes tuned to higher guidance. Facing today's challenges, I remember the good is not always apparent, but it is always there. Wait and watch, and it will be revealed. I am in awe of our innate drive toward healing, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. The direction is always toward wholeness. I gratefully rise to the opportunities presenting themselves. Everything I need to succeed is provided. I keep bringing myself back to 100%. There is no partial belief, no partial faith. Either I'm all in or I'm all out. I'm choosing all in. I choose all in. The intentions that I've shared with you today you'll notice that they embrace the difficulty, the challenge that's present, at the same time saying yes, and there's this. See if you can structure your intention today to embrace, without aversion, without rejection, to embrace the full truth. And, yes, and there's more to it. Tomorrow, when we come back, we're going to be looking at the hero in you as we set our intention. I'm going to give you one last intention for the road, and then I'm going to quietly depart and allow you to stay in that soft, receptive place as you set your intention for today. So here's one more for the road. It's a bit of a long one, but I want to close with it. Things are always changing, and that involves the loss of what has been known and the gain of the unfamiliar. Change is inevitable, unstoppable, impartial, and unavoidable. Resistance is a waste of precious energy. Today, I see change for the ally it is, making me grow, keeping me fresh. When I see loss and gain, I say, oh, there's my friend, change.